If I sound like someone who's struggling to catch my breath, it's because I probably have bronchitis and I'm dying. Breaking news! The Democrats have taken our advice. They've realized they have a man problem, and they're finally going to do something about it.
You want to know what I think? I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's it.
But the stats don't bear that out now that we've seen the election.
Nope. Didn't learn a thing. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want to fix your man problem, don't listen to women.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Especially old harpies like Joy Behar. And a soulless ginger to boot.
Teaching men to not be such sex.
Shut up, bitch!
The Democrats have made it clear they have no interest in winning an election ever again. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. We premiere new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central. Please join us in the chat. And before we get going, some upcoming comedy dates for you guys. Tickets are available for my stand-up show, Ask Me Anything. The next show is June 10th at 7 p.m. at Creek in the Cave in Austin. And there's a link where you can buy tickets. I've also partnered on Two-Way for my new live online show called Real America. Join us live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a lot of fun. You can register to be a member of the audience that can ask questions at twoway.tv/Bridget Zoom. There's a link in the description below for that as well. All right. Patriarchy So Crafty. A leaked medical report proves that Algerian boxer Imane Khelif, who won Olympic gold in women's boxing in Paris last July, is in fact a man. You don't say.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You mean to tell me the TERFs were right all along? You guys always trust the TERFs, okay? They have yet to be wrong about anything. By the way, this is why people don't believe the experts anymore. Oh, look, it's another conspiracy that just happened to be true. We all watched a man beat up a woman, and then we were told by the experts that wasn't what we were seeing. And in fact, we are bigots for seeing it and pointing it out. The way they've memory hold what actually happened last year and how horrible everyone was about this, a completely average middle-aged man is still stronger than 95% of women, which makes the atrocity of putting a man in a boxing ring with a woman even more appalling. In response to this controversy, World Boxing finally and recently introduced gender tests for all boxers, and Imane Khelif is now banned from competing in all future World Boxing events in the female category unless Algeria can provide proof Khelif's biologically female. And if you will remember, a lot of this controversy started in 2023 when Khelif was banned for having male chromosomes, and then the IOC ignored this and just allowed Khelif to be in the Olympics based on the fact that Khelif is female on their passport. Now, you might be asking, why hasn't Khelif just put this all to bed and produced results? I'm sure it's confusing if you're raised a female and you're told you're a female, and I do have sympathy for the identity crisis Khelif would find themselves in, but I'm sorry, that doesn't mean you get to pummel women when you find out that you're actually biologically male. It's just not right. I know this is crazy. As some of you might remember, last year at the Olympics, the International Olympic Committee decided that womanhood could be determined by passport status rather than biology, which, by the way, is fucking insane. Women don't play sports with their passports. They play them with their bodies, which is why it is a women's rights issue that she is safely not playing against a biological male. This shouldn't be controversial. This should not be controversial at all. And in fact, it's so uncontroversial that it lost normies in America in droves. Still, this is a losing issue for Democrats when they die on this hill. I do not understand why you would die on this hill. You're selling out your girls, you're putting them in danger, and you're telling them that they're supposed to compete fairly against biological males. It is fucking crazy.
Now that I can compete sweetest female, I'm ready to smash the other girls.
What happened at last year's Olympics is a travesty and a scandal. And in my opinion, Khelif should be stripped of the gold, and Algeria should probably be punished, as well as Taiwan. They had a biologically male boxer win as well. Angelina Carini, a boxer who lost to Khelif, had to apologize for basically being punched in the face by a male. They made her do a struggle session after she said it wasn't fair when she lost to Khelif. And everybody called her a bigot and she was ambushed. They literally gave a gold medal to a man for abusing a woman and made the woman apologize for being upset. And then if a man comes out and says something negative about that, he's a sexist.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
And Joy Behar is coming for him. She's going to re-educate you too. There's a lot of re-education going on. They need to re-educate the men for being sexist because they don't vote the way they want. They need to re-educate the women for being mad that they're competing against men in sports, which is an inherently not sexist thing to believe in. It's quite progressive to believe that women should have their own sports categories. Take away the gold medal. Strip them of the gold. This is bullshit. I've been saying it's bullshit for a year. I will continue saying it's bullshit. This shit is still going on everywhere, too. It hasn't gone away. I don't understand how. This past week, 2 Oregon high school athletes, females, refused to stand on the podium with a transgender athlete following the girls' high jump state championships. Heroes, I will say. And then they had some fat guy yelling at them to get away from the podium after they refused. Can you imagine the insane world that we live in still when people are like, wokeness is dead? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just gone underground and it's still festering. How deluded do you have to be on the left? Because if a group of guys in dresses showed up and beat up the girls who refused to get on the podium, you'd have to give them gold medals. We live in crazy town. How is this even real? I hate that I still have to even cover this. I thought this was just going to be some phase that we would all grow out of, like that lesbian phase in college that we all went through. So many people came out swinging in this very obvious, rightfully absurd Olympics competition last year. And then they were also forced to retract what they were saying for misinformation because everybody's like, it's nuanced. You don't understand. It's intersex. You don't understand how it works. And it's like, no, guys, it's not nuanced. We can see with our eyes. So much of the modern era is just people telling you not to believe what you see with your eyes. And maybe men are worse at this because it isn't a biological imperative that they're able to determine a male from a female at a very quick glance. It's not in the interest of their own survival. Maybe we are just us TERFs are just so evolutionarily adept at saying that's a dude that we're confident in just identifying a dude when we see a dude. I realize we can come across as cocky and annoying, but we're usually fucking right. Can we just, for a moment, absorb how ridiculous it is? Can we just take it in? 2 men won Olympic gold medals in female boxing!
For beating up girls.
And I'm the crazy one.
I'm the asshole. I'm out of here.
And you're crazy for pointing it out, just like you're crazy for pointing out that Joe Biden is an elderly man.
We've united Asia.
Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And you guys have spoken. When we hit 100,000, I will do my best Mexican weather report.
We're creeping closer.
Oh man, I'm just putting the pressure on myself now. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. You've all heard me screaming, women! 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 for years now, literally 6 years on this show. I'm a big advocate for women in general and women's health in particular. And that's why I love Quest's line of medical tests specifically focused on women's health issues. They offer a basic women's health profile test that gives you a snapshot of your current health and wellness. Women's hormone test designed to identify imbalances associated with various health conditions, and specific tests for fertility, thyroid function, and even your menopause stage. That's the one I'm taking, sexy. But the best part is that you can get all of this information without a doctor's visit. Simply purchase a lab-based test and access women's health testing at a nearby location and get immediate results at home with at-home test kits. And ladies in your 30s, get on this stuff. It's never too early to figure out how many eggs and stuff you have if you really want to have kids and you care about this stuff.
You tell the best stories. Me and my 3 eggs are having the best time.
So ladies, prioritize your health, your fertility, all of it, and visit questhealth.com today. Use the code Bridget to get 25% off and find answers to the multitude of health questions you may have. That's questhealth.com and use the code Bridget for 25% off. There's a link in the description below. I love Quest. Now let's check the weather with Nael Lopez.
La imagen de la República Mexicana y el lado de Texas. Para Dallas, fría la mañana con 3 grados, amaneciendo con 3 y por la tarde se espera alcanzar los 15 grados. McAllen medio nublado con 13 grados por la mañana. Saltillo, fría la mañana con 6 grados. Tome precaución en Saltillo, siempre bien abrigado. Veracruz, ligeras probabilidades de lluvia. Hay que tomar también precauciones en Veracruz.
Thank you, Nael. What lovely boots you're wearing. Flotilla of Morons! Climate activist turned activist for whatever the current thing is, Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
Is sailing to Gaza to try to break through the Israeli blockade. The gang goes to Gaza. She and her fellow passengers are bringing food and relief supplies to the Palestinians. And there is nothing more classic than the news coverage of the cruise with the description, activist Greta Thunberg and Game of Thrones actor sail to Gaza. Actors and activists. Actors becoming activists. Activists becoming actors. It's all the dumbest of dumb. We live in the dumbest times, like dangerous and terrible, but ever so dumb. And getting dumber. Greta's another one of those activist kids like David Hogg that we talked about a couple episodes ago. She was forged in the fires of high-intensity media scrutiny and was lauded and praised as a hero at the ripe old age of 17. People were making images of her as a saint. Do you guys remember this?
Oh, yeah.
The things we have memory hold, by the way. That's got to warp you as an autistic child.
Yeah.
You're not only being praised by everyone globally, you are like literally pictures of her as a saint. And then you just start looking around at what else you can be doing or protesting to stay relevant when all of your predictions of the world ending in 5 years didn't come true. And the left lifts these people up and then leaves them behind, discards them. But now Greta's realized that the climate crisis is like so 2019. And so she's switched to sailing for Palestine. Get out the keffiyeh and put on some Enya. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Is it just me, or is this a very elite form of protest? You're sailing to Gaza. Sailing.
I'm sailing! I'm sailing! I'm sailing! I'm sailing!
Guys, you know that they say BOAT stands for break off another 1,000. This is not a cheap hobby. All of her protests involve sailing. You know, I'm just going to put this out there. I think she just likes sailing.
I sail. I'm a sailor. I sail.
It's not every day you can be a white person sailing and get accolades for it either. Not since Christopher Columbus has a white person gotten so many accolades for sailing. But seriously, why is she always sailing? Initially, it was because it was like a zero carbon thing and she was sailing for the climate. But now she's sailing to Gaza. She's on a boat as much as Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think it's time you both get the off my boat. What do you say?
Remember that time she and Leo actually met?
Yeah.
That's probably when she figured out how to like combine her favorite things. And Leo was like, you figured it out too, huh? I see you. I see you, Greta.
Fun coupon! See that? A fun coupon!
She should be digging out the Swiss village that was just crushed by the melted glacier. And instead, she's fucking sailing.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me because I'm sailing on a boat.
Of course she's ignoring the Swiss village. It's in the mountains. How is she supposed to get there if she can't sail to it? Is there anything whiter than the world's most famous climate change activist who sails to everything? It's got to be the richest way to protest in the world. This is like playing polo for Palestine.
We should all get a house together and unite our tolerant views. Do it, dude. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to lie, though. I respect her hustle. I will say that. She's just out sailing from one protest to the next. She's found a way to combine her interests, her two favorite things. That's not easy to do. They say to do that, and you'll never work a day in your life. There's a lot of protests you can combine your love of boating with, Greta. You can sail for the whales. You can paddleboard around Garbage Island. I think that would get a lot of clicks on TikTok. Are you for abortion, Greta? You can row for row.
Clever girl.
How about protesting the return of the word retard, which CNN just did a whole story about? Greta, you can protest this easily, but this time I suggest you canoe for the retarded. Because sailing's a little too complicated. We're going to hell.
I'm retarded?
You all know how much I love this sponsor and how much I love talking about my husband's balls on Dumpster Fire. My husband won't wear any other underwear now. He will only wear Sheath. Their patented dual pouch system is revolutionary. It lovingly cradles your balls in their own little pouch. Large pouch. I'm sure none of you have little balls. If you watch this show, they're enormous. Then there's a separate pouch for the genitalia, and it keeps everything separate from the legs, so you're nice and comfortable and nothing is sticking together, and you're not readjusting in awkward places. Everyone who tries this underwear swears they'll never go back. This is the perfect underwear to wear when you're sailing to Gaza in your keffiyeh. There's also a women's line, which is amazing. I live in their sports bras. They've got cute booty shorts, and they're moisture wicking and balance your pH so you stay fresh. Right now, Sheath is running a special Father's Day sale. Go to sheath.com and use promo code DAD30, DAD30, to get 30% off your next order. That's sheath.com, promo code DAD30 to get 30% off. Go get your dad some sweet underwear. There's a link in the description below. Phetasy News! If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of Dumpster Fire. We leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Central for a new Dumpster Fire. We do a live chat, which is always hilarious. Thank you for showing up to that. I love seeing you guys there when I can make it. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you, Ben and Kevin. Thank you to Quest and Sheath for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you to our audience, subscribers, supporters. We love you. We are nothing without you, truly. And thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
死んだ初めて俺に伝えている絶望の匂いだ面白いことにしようかほらこんなにパチンが多すぎてお父さんあかんドナルド君まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょアメリカ万歳ファイトランドズライドでゼロおい仲良くしてこの世界技術
昔グレートだった。おおきにまたグレートになるから。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そうそうそうそう。見放せるで。
Remember, life is absurd. Clearly, don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can become a sailor.
Bridget wants to be on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Boat shoes on a yacht. Stand-up comedy is a uniquely American art form. It requires free speech and embodies a quintessentially anti-authoritarian irreverence. In the past decade, comedians became lightning rods in the culture wars as political correctness smothered the acceptable discourse. Elon Musk went so far as to buy X partially because the Babylon Bee was being censored for satire. He's always saying, make comedy legal again, but I'd argue comedy is bigger than ever before. Comedians are selling out stadiums. The comedians won, and they won huge. Normies, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about comedy right now? When subversive comedy becomes mainstream, is it subversive anymore? How do you feel about the trend of comedians being the reigning authority on everything? When the jesters become kingmakers and kings, who keeps them in check? Join me, Bridget Phetasy, on my show Real America, Wednesday, June 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be live discussing this. You can register to join the conversation at twoway.tv/BridgetZoom, or you can simply watch the episode at Real America Phetasy on YouTube. Links are in the description below. Come on, jokers, come on down.